Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again, putting more thoughts on your mind, and I need your help. I want to change America and make it a beautiful place, a place where there's peace and prosperity and joy for every American, and I need your help. And I know that might be hard for you to, to figure out or conjure up in your mind how that can be possible, but let me help you by offering a different way of looking at America or the world. Let's look at the world of which America is a part of as a creation of a power other than human beings. Let's look at it as if it's a power, an invisible force that was able to conjure up Earth and all of the abilities that Earth has, and even our existence here the same way. And looking at all those things that are coming amongst us, such as for survival, such as food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, then it makes it seem that this is a very essential thing. And how do we meet these needs? We look at the next available source, which we the people. Each of us have gifts, each of us have talents, each of us love to do certain things, and each of us are equipped to have the capacity to accomplish whatever we set our heart and our minds to. And what we have set our minds to so far is meeting those things that are common and necessary for our survival. And that will continue. Only this time, we're doing it to meet the needs of the people, to meet the needs of everybody, the wants of everybody, the desires of everybody. We're not doing it for money. See, when we do it for money, we're doing what somebody else wants us to do to get that money so we can do exactly what we want to do for ourselves, and it has nothing to do with anybody else. That's what's the trick. That's the way we look at the world currently. We have laws that protect all of that jive. Look at the world different now. We are the protectors of anything. We protect people, all people, from anything that would rain on their parade. And when we do this, then it's essentially easy for us to accomplish. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at the world as though it's something else that does not belong to the white man, doesn't belong to the Americans, doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to the Maker. And it was made for a purpose. Just like each human being can walk on the earth. We can walk on the earth. Every human being, as far as I know, that's able to walk, can walk on the earth. Why? Because it was made that human beings can walk on it. Food, what was it made for? To meet the needs of the people. For who needs it? Everybody. Just like you walk on the earth, everybody should have food. Just like you can walk on the earth, everybody should have clothing to protect them from the elements. Just like we can walk on the earth, everybody should have the education required to help them to be better at whatever it is that they've been given to do. Just like we can walk on the earth, everybody should have health care to prevent them from getting sick, to treat them if they do get sick and get them well, and make sure they stay that way. And since all of these things are necessary, then every last one of us should have a job so we can make sure that these things are met. And for those purposes and those purposes alone, wherein lies our peace and our prosperity and our joy. We don't have to go into debt. We don't have to get no credit. We don't have to be paying no taxes. We don't have to be doing anything with money. And those guys who are tricking us, using and abusing us, who are taking our ladies and paying them millions of dollars to strip down naked and dance on videos and things so we keep men's mind off of real good stuff, who are passing all kind of dope laws now so people can get caught up in dope so they can become more easily controlled. Taking men, putting guns in their hands and sending them across the waters to kill people and bring them back, and these guys live on the streets while they're paying football players and basketball players millions of dollars to play. And yet we say we want to thank these men for protecting our freedoms, but they're living on the street. Why don't they have the millions of dollars and the football players and the basketball players living on the street? Well, That's not a good thing either. Nobody should be living on the street. That's the message that this ministry brings. Peace and prosperity and joy for every human being on earth. And I need all the preachers to join with me. And you might say, well, what do I want you to do? I want you to tell the people that everything belongs to God. And nothing belongs to us outside of our ability to use it. And to meet the needs that are coming amongst all of us. And in order for us to do that, we must work together. We must essentially work together. There is no other way. We have a common cause to make sure that these needs are met for all. And every city government, every state government across this nation must focus on meeting the needs of the people. Nobody ain't to commit crime and violence. Poverty shouldn't exist. No jails and things are necessary when people are treated right. So I'm asking the preachers to tell your parishioners, teach them that God is a loving God and He has made it possible for all their needs to be met. And the reason that they aren't met is because we're following the dictates of somebody else that wants to be God. Following the dictates of somebody else that want to be God and using money to keep you blinded and tricked. Tell them that. And tell them they can push that stuff aside. Tell them that the powers that be is responsible for Donald Trump and Miss Clinton. The people didn't choose these folks to put up there. They were put there. And others who came out on their own were put down, and the folks rejected them because the powers that be put them down. The people have lost their sight, preachers. And when the people have lost their sights, politicians have lost theirs as well. So I'm asking you preachers to help me by getting the message to those people that are sitting out there listening to you. So when they go outside of those churches, back into their homes, back into their jobs, and back into their communities, they can take this new message with them and spread it around. And by the power of an unseen God, utilizing our bodies, we would have changed the world. Come on. Can you help me? Will you help me? Thank you so very much for listening. Help me.